Before Amelia can protest, Kara has already lead her out the door. The rest of us trail behind. Amelia sighs.
Very well.
Amelia, Zack, and Kara walk ahead as Leanna and I follow. Leanna has a strange expression on her face I can't quite read.
What do you think her parents are like?
I don't want to say probably normal to make it seem like Amelia's not normal, but I assume they're more like happy bubbly. They're like, oh, we're so proud of our little girl. You know, I picture them like that, honestly. So we'll find out. No point in guessing. We'll find out soon enough.
I have a feeling she'll be different from her parents.
Me too.
She grew up at the university and didn't get to spend as much time at home. Most of her behaviors were probably learned from there.
Oh. It sounds like Amelia's childhood was... Let me start over. It sounds like Amelia's childhood was a lot more serious than the average child. I wonder if that's why she acted so casually about her parents. Going to see them almost sounded like a chore she had to knock out. We pause in front of a modest house. There's a small garden in the front yard and a few flower pots line the stoop. Amelia steps up to the door and knocks. Don't you have a key? She looks back at me.
I do. However, it is back at the academy. I did not anticipate our travels would lead us to Hearth Point.
That's fair. The door swings open and an older woman stands in the doorway. Her face has fine lines which reveal her age, but her smile is warm and kind. Her eyes light up when she sees Amelia, and she draws her into a tight hug.
Amy! What a pleasant surprise! I didn't know you were stopping by.
Yeah, look at all those lines in Helena's face. You could tell she's old. Kara grins at the use of a nickname. Amelia doesn't react to her mother's embrace and almost seems to wait out the hug. Eventually, her mother lets go, then turns back towards the house.
Honey, Amy's come home.
Is it Helena or is it Helena? Oh no. A faint voice calls out from within the house.
Amy? Be right there.
Her mom turns back to Amelia and hugs her again.
Oh, we missed you so much.
Suddenly, she seems to notice the rest of us. She quickly lets Amelia go and ushers all of us inside.
Amy, did you bring friends? Come in, come in.
We murmur our thanks as we shuffle into the house. The walls are painted with light colors, giving the house a bright and cheerful air. We convene in the sitting room where we sit on the couch and chairs. The upholstery is clean, but has definitely seen a lot of use. Amelia's father arrives. He pushes his glasses back up onto his nose and breaks into a wide smile. He also scoops Amelia into his arms.
What an unexpected pleasure.
After he sets her down, he stands beside his wife.
Hello, Mother. Father.
You know that we love seeing you, but what are you doing out at the university? It isn't a holiday.
Her mother leans forward in her seat.
Oh, was your little field study finally approved? That's wonderful. Remember what I said about how each rejection is just one step closer to success. I just knew you were bound to get one, even if it took all those tries and applications.
You know, she actually kind of just left. All those tries? How many times did she apply? Although Amelia doesn't speak, her cheeks turn red.
Honey, let's not embarrass her in front of her peers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got so excited. She's been trying for almost a year now.
She turns excitedly towards Leanna.
You must be the field lead.
Leanna looks bewildered.
Yes, that is correct.
Leanna shoots Amelia a questioning glance, which Amelia ignores. Her parents beam wider as they look on their daughter with pride. Her mom has her hand over her heart, and her dad nods approvingly.
It's nice to see you're still working hard at your studies.
We're very proud of you, sweetie. But what sort of mission is this? I should think you would be the apprentice of another mage or a mage caster, rather than a mage knight.
Leanna is part of the Mage Guild.
So it's an internship with the Mage Guild? That's very prestigious.
Yes. He puffs with pride.
I see.
Her mother's face softens as she addresses Leanna.
We entrust our daughter to you. Please take good care of her.
Leanna pauses, but as she looks at the hopefulness on Amelia's parents' face, she returns their smile.
I promise I will.
Once the attention drifts away from her, I notice her gaze linger on Amelia's parents. She furrows her brow in pensive thought.
And what about the rest of you?
Kara grins.
I assist with locating and exploring ancient sites.
The parents seem intrigued.
We have been following instances of magical anomalies in an attempt to understand and explain their occurrences.
Yup.
Of course, of course.
His gaze lands on Zack.
You look more like a fighter rather than a mage.
Zack nods.
What exactly is your role in this group?
Before Zack responds, Kara steps in.
Oh, he's my companion. He helps me secure our sites and, well...
She grabs his arm and flashes him a coy smile. Zack stares at Kara and her hand on his arm.
Hands off.
She laughs slightly and presses herself closer to him.
Oh, you don't need to be shy. Just pretend it's just you and me.
Zack's scowl deepens. As he twists himself away from her, a blush tinges his cheeks. Amelia's dad chuckles.
Say no more. I remember what it was like to be young.
Zack's blush deepens. Kara watches his discomfort with amusement. Finally, his gaze lands on me.
And what about you?
I'm a student. I'm actually the hired muscle. I'm me. I'm definitely not the hired muscle. I mean, actually, again, if you look back at that picture, I look pretty good, you know? But I don't look like a student, and I wouldn't know enough to BS it. So I'm just gonna say I'm me, and chuckle, and hope I get away with it. I'm Riz. They wait for me to continue, but I don't.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. Amy, will
They're
you
too
and your
polite
friends
to
stay for
press,
dinner?
you know?
We would not wish to impose upon you any further. We can return to the inn.
The inn? Oh, nonsense. You can all stay here for the night. We certainly have enough room.
Why do you have that much room?
Yes, we insist. I'll get started on dinner, and afterwards you can all relax. Come with me, Amy.
If that is what you wish.
Amelia obliges as they start towards the kitchen.
That's wonderful. It's so nice to have you home, and we never get to meet any of your friends. In fact, you're all the first one she's brought home.
Wow, I'm not surprised.
Really?
Kara glances sideways at Amelia, who remains stoic.
I hope she's not giving you any trouble. She's always been a bit hot-blooded.
This time, we all look at Amelia.
Are you sure we're talking about the same person?
She laughs, and the two of them head into the kitchen. We continue to chat as we wait for dinner to be ready. Her father is enthusiastic and shares fun facts about the town. He's a tailor and offers to patch up any clothes for us. Dinner is a simple but delicious meal, and we all clean our plates. Amelia's mom seems pleased.
Would anyone care for seconds?
Yes! Both Leanna and Zack take a second helping. Leanna piles her plate up with food until it's even fuller than Zack's plate. As she digs in, Kara watches enviously.
Where does it all go?
She looks at Kara questioningly.
You have such a healthy appetite, yet you're still so slim.
This has the potential to go horribly wrong. Contrary to my fears, Leanna smiles coyly.
Oh, you think so? I'm just lucky, I guess.
Metabolism!
Rather than luck, I would attribute it to the constant wind resistance you admit during your travels and activities.
Oh. Leanna looks surprised and nervous.
What?
Amelia raises an eyebrow.
I can detect a constant energy utilization from your manipulator, which is creating wind friction.
Leanna interrupts with loud laughter, but her face is bright red.
You're thinking way too much into this, Amelia. It's probably just, magic residue you're detecting.
Is that an embarrassing thing that she's doing? Amelia gives Leanna an unimpressed look, as if to say that was the silliest excuse she's heard. What? I don't know what these options mean. What does do me mean? What does that mean in this context? That's smart. I'd do it. I'm gonna say that's smart, yeah. That's genius. I hadn't even considered using magic like that.
I don't believe this is a common application of energy utilization.
I mean, like, would that burn calories then? Because I didn't think that's how magic energy worked. Especially if you were channeling energy through a crystal. Like, I thought it kind of came from the crystal as the source. I don't know. Kara smiles.
So that's your secret.
Leanna nervously picks at her food.
Anyway, this is really, really good. What is it?
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that at all. With the change in subject, the mood relaxes and the conversation naturally flows. Zack and Amelia's dad found a common interest. Although he's a tailor, he takes a special interest in restoring weapons.
Actually, weapons are a specialty of mine too.
Your dischargers. I did notice that. They're a bit unusual, aren't they? I haven't seen too many with those types of crystals.
It served me well.
Amelia's dad pauses as he observes Zack.
Come on, son, lighten up a bit. No need to be so formal here. Why don't you try cracking a smile? You don't have to look so doom and gloom all the time.
You tell him, Arthur. Zack merely stares at him until Kara elbows him.
Oh, come on, companion. You don't want to be rude, do you? Especially after you've already helped yourself to this delicious meal. Twice.
Does he smile? Zack sighs in resignation. He pauses. He gets his own scene just for this. He pauses and seems to collect himself. Kara watches, amused at his display. Is it going to be terrible? After taking a few long breaths, he looks up with determination. Reluctantly, he curls up the corners of his lips and exposes his teeth in an awkward grimace smile hybrid. One of those. His eyes almost seem to be calling for help, as if holding this smile is causing him pain. Everyone recoils from his look. Or recoils, whatever. Except for Kara, who blushes.
Oh, wow, that's really hot.
We all exchange confused glances as Zack drops his smile. Kara leans over to him and lowers her voice.
I hope we get to see that again. Soon.
Well, they're boning. We all look at each other in confusion.
Well then, that was certainly interesting.
The group laughs and the conversation flows again. Kara enjoyed every minute of the night, chatting amicably with Amelia's mother. Leanna stayed quiet and spent most of her time just observing. Although she had a smile on her face, it seemed like there was something else on her mind. Amelia didn't talk much, preferring to let her parents do the talking, but she seemed very comfortable and relaxed. I can tell that even though they don't get to see each other very often, they have a good relationship. Once dinner was over, Amelia's parents insisted on washing up and asked Amelia to show us to our rooms. She leads us to the back of the house where there are 2 rooms and pauses in front of the first door.
This is my childhood room. We 3 will share this room.
She points to the door down the hall.
That is the spare room. You 2 may stay there.
Now which 2? Zack and Kara, or me and Leanna? Or me and Zack? I would assume that the girls would be together and that we'd be together, but with all the shipping that's been happening and the lack of subtlety therein, you know.
Are you certain it's alright for us to stay tonight? I don't want to cause any trouble for your parents. They've already been so accommodating.
Well, they're the ones who, insisted upon this.
My parents are quite happy to receive guests. It would be an insult to refuse their invitation.
I mean, yeah, I say we go for it. Leanna seems uncertain, but Kara throws her arm around her affectionately.
Don't worry, tonight will be super fun. We'll braid each other's hair, play truth or dare, and of course, pillow fights.
Of course, because that's how sleepovers work. Amelia cocks her head to the side.
Is that what roommates do?
Definitely.
Amelia looks at Leanna, who seems equally confused.
While we roomed together previously, we did not accomplish any of these tasks.
You guys failed, I'm sorry to say.
I'm just learning about this now, too.
Trust me, you'll love what I have planned.
Kara laughs and pushes the girls into the room. She winks at us.
Girls only.
Yeah, we gathered that. Then she closes the door firmly behind her. Why do I always get the feeling we're missing out?
Because we probably are.
A shriek of laughter filters through the doorway, followed by giggles.
Oh my god, don't squirm so much! Stop! I'm really ticklish there! I got it off. Hey, give it back!
I don't know what's happening. We overhear even more squeals and giggles. My mind wanders as my imagination paints an alluring picture of what is going on behind that door. Zack's stoic stare seems too intense.
Stop! No way. Well, if that's how you want to play.
That seemed a little too loud. We hear a gust of wind from behind the door.
What? No fair, you're using magic
After Kara yelps, Zach's stony expression finally cracks.
What is going on in there?
Don't think about this anymore, wait for me, they're just messing with us. I close my eyes and think of a computer printer and other unsexy things. I glance down at my feet and see the Pongo staring forlornly at the door. You wish you were in there too? He hops closer to the door. When no one lets him in, he lowers his head. Hey, if you stuck into the train, I'm pretty sure you could get inside that room. I'm sorry, buddy, but it's girls only tonight. As if on cue, the door cracks open. Amelia's pigtails peek out as she reaches for the Pongo.
There you are. You are needed for science.
More science, yes. The last thing I see is the Pongo's wide grin as the door slams shut behind him. Zach sighs.
Let's just go.
Zach heads into the room and I follow. We mill about the room awkwardly, and I swear I can hear the seconds tick by. This feels a lot less exciting than the other room. Let's have a pillow fight, Zach. Let's just go to sleep. Zach is already getting ready for bed. I don't really feel like bonding. Not that Zach is either to bond eager, so I start to get ready too. I'd be fine with bonding, I just don't feel like a pillow fight would be the most appropriate. As I crawl into bed, I count the seconds before exhaustion finally hits me and I fall asleep. A noise wakes me up and I sit up in bed. The moon is high in the sky, casting silver light through the window. Zach remains fast asleep. I don't see anything else, so I lay back down and close my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. Instead, I toss and turn in bed as uneasy thoughts creep in. I try to clear my mind, but as soon as I begin to lose concentration, wiggles of doubt worm into my brain. What if I never learn how to cast? What if I can't gather enough energy? What if this energy kills me? What if I can't go home? As that last thought crosses my mind, I throw off my blankets in frustration. I need some fresh air. Tiptoeing past the sleeping Zach, I creep out of the room and fumble my way around the dark living room. I recognize Leanna leaning on the balcony. I head over towards her. She smiles at me as I approach. Couldn't sleep? She nods. It did sound like you girls were having a lot of fun. Leanna blushes.
Laura got my boot off, so I was only returning the favor.
We smile as the conversation lapses. She looks towards the stars, staring pensively at them. There must be something on her mind. Want to talk about it? It seems like there's something on your mind. Leanna faces me and absentmindedly picks at her clothes.
It's nothing, really. Tonight has been really fun, and Amelia's parents are so nice. It just started to remind me of my family. And then I got thinking.
And you couldn't stop thinking? She nods. I look up at the myriad of sparkling light in the deep night sky. The stars are still beautiful, but not as clear as when we were camping. We fall into a comfortable silence. Leanna stares intently at the sky as if searching for answers. I wonder what's on her mind. Suddenly, she turns to me.
I promise we'll help you find a way home.
I'm surprised at the conviction in her voice. Oh, thanks. Actually, there's something I've been wondering.
What is it?
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but why are you doing so much to help a stranger? Leanna stares incomprehensibly.
You were someone who needed help.
Yeah, but you didn't know who I was. What if I'd had other intentions?
Then I suppose things would have turned out differently.
Yeah? She notices my look and chuckles.
I would never leave someone who needed help. Especially if it was in my power to help them. I'm sure if it were me in that position, you'd have done the same.
I hope so. Of course, you're so naive. Let her think what she wants. I'll say of course, yeah. You're right. I'm not one to walk away from someone who needs help. Leanna smiles. Still, I wonder why she suddenly promised to help me find a way back home. What brought that on?
Sorry, I've just been thinking about home, and how it would feel if I looked at the stars and couldn't recognize a single one.
I can understand how being with Amelia's family can make her homesick. I've been thinking of home too. Maybe I can take her mind off of things for a while. What's that star?
Huh?
She blinks as she takes in my question, then looks back up towards the sky.
Which one?
Point to the brightest star in the sky. Point to the one that looks like a lady. Point to a random cluster. Brightest. I point to the brightest star in the sky. Leanna grins.
That's the compass arrow. If you're ever lost, you can use the compass arrow to guide you, as it always points towards north.
Do we call it the compass arrow? I don't think we do. That's just very straightforward. Huh, just like our North Star.
You have a compass arrow too?
I mean, yeah, that's all I know it as North Star. I didn't know if it had other names, though. I nod. It's part of a larger constellation, though.
The compass arrow is called that because the stars surrounding it point to each direction, like on a compass.
Oh. Well, thanks to you, now I can look at the sky and recognize at least one star. Leanna grins. She points to a cluster of stars, which vaguely looks like a woman.
Do you see those stars?
Yeah?
That's my birth sign, Elwina. She was renowned for her beauty, and that beauty was immortalized in the stars.
Oh, good for her. Birth sign?
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a picture.
There's a belief that the star sign under which you are born can tell certain traits about yourself. Sometimes people use it to predict matches or fortunes.
Oh, like our zodiac constellations. We have a similar belief back home. So what does your birth sign say about you?
What do you think?
You're patient and trusting. You're into mysterious yet handsome strangers. You're gullible. You're beautiful. I mean, based upon, if it was the lady, that's what we're referring to, right? The lady who was immortalized for her beauty, then it would mean you're beautiful. So I'm gonna go with that one. She was a woman renowned for her beauty, huh? I look at Leanna again, and how the silver moonlight surrounds her like a halo. She almost glows as brightly as the stars. That looks accurate to me. Leanna at first looks surprised, then a gentle blush tinges her cheeks.
I meant personality traits.
Still though, she liked it. She smiles, and this time it looks more natural.
Hopefully this place doesn't feel so lonely and foreign to you anymore.
No, but only because I got the chance to meet you, and the rest of our team. We lock gazes, and I feel inexplicably drawn to her. Leanna lights up as she sees something behind me.
Look, a shooting star!
What? The star rockets across the sky, leaving a trail of glitter. Quick, make a wish! She closes her eyes. After a moment, she reopens them.
What did you wish for?
To go home soon, to spend more time with you. It's a secret. I can't tell you or the wish won't come true.
Oh, then I won't tell you mine either.
Oh, I see how it is. Can I get a hint? She shakes her head and smiles.
Nope.
She looks back towards the house.
Maybe we should go back and try to sleep.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Thank you for keeping me company.
I always enjoy our conversations.
Good night.
She flashes me one last smile before heading back into the house. I return to my room and crawl back into bed. It doesn't take long before I drift to sleep. And we get the happy nighttime music, as usual. The next morning, we wake up early like usual. After getting ready and packing my things, I meet the rest of the team downstairs. Amelia's parents wait for us by the door as we finish gathering our things. Her mother's lip trembles as she watches us pack. Aww.
Are you sure you need to leave so soon?
Leanna smiles softly.
I wish we could stay longer, but we must be going. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Of course. You're all welcome here at any time.
Amelia's mom hands us parcels.
I packed all of you some food for your journey.
Aww.
Oh, we couldn't possibly.
She tuts and forces the parcels into our hands.
I won't take no for an answer.
Amelia packs hers without protest, and the rest of us follow suit. We turn to her family one last time before leaving.
Thank you again.
It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. It was nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Farewell, Mother. Father.
Her mother squeezes each of us in one big hug. When she hugs Leanna, she pauses.
Please take care of our daughter.
I will.
After one final goodbye, we leave their house and make our way back towards the town. We pass the inn and other shops, but we don't make any stops. Eventually, we pass through the town gates. We continue down the familiar dirt path surrounded by greenery. Most of our journey is uneventful. I've become more accustomed to the walking and the silences, but I still wish the journeys to our destination weren't so long. It can get pretty boring. Just as I think that, something darts in front of me. Catch it! Whoa! I lunge for whatever it is, and my hands brush against its fur as I reach for its tail. It evades my grasp and hops into a bush. The Pongo waddles over to the bush and watches it curiously.
Boy?
The bush remains still. The Pongo cocks its head to the side.
Boy?
Then he sticks his head into the bush. He immediately retreats as a claw swipes at him. He rushes back to me and hides behind my leg.
Boy.
He huffs. I mean, you did just go and bother it. The Pongo pouts, looking betrayed.
Boy.
Sorry, Pongo. You know I've always got your back. He perks up.
Boy.
So, what was that thing?
It's a Sabali.
Oh! Leanna seems more excited than usual to see an animal. What's that?
Basically an overgrown rodent.
Okay.
Untrue. Sabali are not part of the rodent family.
I'm sorry, is it Sabali or Sabali?
They're way cuter than rodents.
I didn't get a very good look at the thing when it raced by. But what is it? Because from what I saw, it looked kind of like a baby bear with long claws and a very long tail.
That's a pretty accurate description, actually.
They're very rare. Since you saw one, you're going to have good luck.
Oh, good! Zag looks unimpressed.
I don't see how lucky it can be if it almost tripped him up.
Well, they tend to hide from people. If one lets you spot it, then that must mean you're special.
Yeah, Zach, I'm just special.
Such superstitions originated back when primitive societies were learning to recognize dangerous species from harmless ones. Because the Sabali feed on insects and small rodents many would deem to be pests, they are recognized as a harmless and even helpful animal. As such, many humans wish to domesticate them as pets. But the Sabali are timid creatures and shy away from most other animals, especially ones which are considered threatening. Thus, the Sabali were regarded as lucky due to the difficult nature of witnessing one.
Okay.
In reality, there is no luck involved.
Darn, I'm not special. I see. Kara pouts playfully at Amelia.
Aw, come on, Amy. Let them keep their superstitions.
And now she's calling her Amy. Amelia's eyes widen.
Amy?
Sure, that's your name, right? It's what your parents called you.
It is, but
Amelia pauses, then seems to regain her composure.
my name is Amelia.
Does calling you Amy bother you?
Amelia seems uncertain.
I did not mean to imply that it is a bother. It is merely a surprise.
Aw,
Okay.
well, don't worry, Amy. It's a cute name.
Amelia fidgets as Leanna calls her Amy. She tries to speak, but for once seems flustered.
Well, it seems that
Let's leave Amy alone and move on.
He calls her that too, though. We stare at Zach.
What?
You called her Amy.
It's shorter than 3 syllables. Why wouldn't I call her that if she's okay with it?
Amelia sighs.
well, if that is what you prefer, then I suppose you may call me as such.
Where is she? Kara grins and pats Amelia on the head.
I knew you'd come around.
Amelia at first blinks in confusion. As Kara continues to head pat her, she doesn't really seem to know what to do with herself. That seems like an appropriate reaction. Eventually, she just lets it happen. Although Amelia tries to act cool, the touch of pink in her cheeks gives away her true thoughts. I think she likes the nickname. Amy is a cute name. I like the name Amy. I think it suits you.
That is fortunate, as I believe that is how the group will refer to me from now on.
Yup.
Anyway, let's get going.
We resume our journey. Cue outro, go!